Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, that's IELTS by Pooja. And in today's video, we will see what is the best way, what's the strategies we need to use to score 100% bands in your IELTS listening test. In front of you, you should be seeing a test right now. So what we are going to do today is there are 4 sections in listening and we will be practicing all those sections today to see what strategies I use to score 9 bands and listening all the time. Starting from section 1, you will be hearing a listening shortly. But before that, a little trick to score perfect bands in your listening test is always underline the main words. So, whatever the 30 seconds they are giving you to underline the main words, use that time. Use that time to underline the words. It's not easy to remember each and everything you read. So, the best thing is always underline. So without wasting any time, let's start.
CD2. Part 3. Section 1. You will hear a woman talking on the telephone to a man about a car he is selling. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 4.
So the 30 seconds they have given you, the first thing you have to read is what they want us to write. So in this complete the note below, they are saying no more than one word or a number. So it means answer could either be one word or just a number. You cannot add more than one word. So what I have done now is I have highlighted the main words in all the 4 questions to see what they want us to focus
You
on.
will see that there is an example which has been done for you. On this occasion only, the conversation relating to this will be played first. Hello, Brian Park speaking.
Oh, hello. I'm calling about the advert in the paper.
For the car?
Yes, the Mini you've got advertised for sale.
Oh, yes.
I just wanted to find out a bit more information.
Of course. What would you like to know?
It's my brother who's interested, actually, but he's not in today, so he asked me to call you.
Fine.
Great, thanks. It's the Mini,
Yep.
and how old is it?
Just coming up to 13 years old. The man says the car is just coming up to 13 years old. So 13 has been written in the space. Now we shall begin. You should answer the questions as you listen, because you will not hear the recording a second time.
So this is the another thing we need to keep in mind. They said the question is not going to repeat and the listening will only be played once. So if you're doing any questions and if you miss anything, don't worry, just move on. You don't have to wait for the answers. We have to keep moving on. If you miss one, don't worry. Don't worry about that. Just skip and go to the next one so that at least your remaining ones are correct. So let's begin now.
Listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 4. Hello, Brian Park speaking.
Oh, hello. I'm calling about the advert in the paper.
For the car?
Yes, the Mini you've got advertised for sale.
Oh, yes.
I just wanted to find out a bit more information.
Of course. What would you like to know?
It's my brother who's interested, actually, but he's not in today, so he asked me to call you.
Fine.
Great, thanks. So it's the Mini,
Yep.
and how old is it?
Just coming up to 13 years old.
And I seem to remember from the ad that it's grey.
That's it. Doesn't show the dirt.
Absolutely. Anyway, the colour shouldn't be a problem for Jeff. You know, the important thing is the quality.
Yes, of course.
What about mileage? With it being pretty old, it's probably over 100,000.
Actually, it's 40,000 less than that. 62,000 on the clock.
Great. I remember now. I'm confusing it with another ad I was looking at.
Right. Pleasant surprise then.
Yeah. Have you been the only owner, or was there a previous one?
I'm the second one. Before, it was owned by a teacher. who was a very careful driver, didn't have any accidents.
Very good. And what about you? What do you tend to use it for?
I haven't used it all that much, mostly for shopping. You know the sort of thing.
So not much wear and tear. I'll make a note of that. I know Jeff wanted me to check that.
Right. Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 5 to 10.
Now you see they tried manipulating you. So while writing the mileage, they mentioned the word 10,000, 1,000, right? So 100,000. So they do that. So we don't have to confuse. We had the word underline, which helped us. So they asked for the mileage, and the person told it in the end that it's this mileage which it has been used for. Even for your next questions, you will see they will try to confuse you, like for the money they're offering it for, the money they give it for, the time you they want to show you, and everything like that. But we are not going to fall into their trick. So let's see what they say, and now we will underline the remaining questions, the main words.
Now listen and answer questions 5 to 10.
About the price, I see you've got it down as £1,250. I'm not sure Jeff will be able to come up with that amount.
In the ad, I did say 1,250 or nearest offer.
So would you be prepared to go down to 1,000?
That's really too low, I'm afraid.
1,100?
I might be able to go to that.
Okay, I'll make a note of that. What about tax? Is it due soon?
Got another 5 months before it's due.
Oh, that's a real plus, yes. I'll make a note of that.
Okay.
Now, you say it's in good condition.
For its age, I'd say yes, definitely. It's just been serviced and there were no major problems.
Major.
I'd be able to show you the service report. The only thing is, you'd have to get a new tyre in the near future. Though it's still okay, you know. It's certainly absolutely safe at the moment.
Okay, fair enough. Yes, I understand.
And the garage also mentioned that one headlight could probably do with replacing. They think there's a fault there, you know, intermittent.
Well, we'd obviously look at all the documents, but that sounds very straightforward.
Of course. I've got all the service documents up to date, and you can look at those.
All sounds pretty good. And I know my brother will be interested. So would it be possible for him to see the car? He's back from his trip tomorrow and away tonight. So how about tomorrow?
Tomorrow, Wednesday, I'm afraid that's not possible. I'm out pretty much all day.
Well, Thursday
That'd be fine, yeah.
in the morning?
Yes, that'd suit me perfectly.
Great.
Now, you'll need my address.
Yes, of course. What is it?
It's number 238,
238?
London Road.
Oh, that's easy enough.
Yes, very straightforward.
I'll pass on these notes to Jeff and he'll see you in a couple.
That is the end of section 1. You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Now this time, half a minute which has they given you to check the answers. Do not waste. You cannot change the answers, right? You have just written the answers down. If you feel something very strong, like you made a spelling mistake or something, utilize this time to correct it up. But if not, then rather than wasting 30 seconds here and there, utilize those 30 seconds to read out your next questions, underline the main words. Suppose in this one, section 2, it has MCQs. So I'm going to utilize 30 seconds for answer checking plus 30 seconds for question reading to go through all the questions in this without wasting the time so that you know what is going on in each section on in each question. So let's start.
Now turn to Section 2. Test 3, Section 2. You will hear part of a podcast for visitors to the popular holiday region called the Trelaw Valley. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 14. Now listen and answer questions 11 to 14.
So, you must be thinking like what we should underline in these questions. So, for underlining, what you have to do is find the difference in each option. So, for example, the first one was the passenger ferry. What the first option says, it starts in April. The second says departs same time. So you underline that. And the third say main means of transportation for local villages. So you underline all the options like there is a little trick that in listening they will try to mention all the options while they're speaking, while the speaker is speaking. So the best trick to do that is we have to eliminate the options. Now we have underlined them. We will see why this option is not going to be the correct one or what's the reason for the other answer to be correct. So we will follow on that now. So let's see and learn the technique for eliminating the wrong answers and choosing the correct one.
The valley and estuary of the River Trelaw forms an unspoiled, beautiful landscape, rich in both wildlife and sites of historic interest. There are many ways to explore the area, and public transport links are good. It is possible to leave your car behind and travel by boat, train, or bus, with just short walks in between stops. The Trelaw Valley Passenger Ferry runs between villages along the river estuary and provides a link with a train station at Barry, which is about 10 minutes walk from the riverside village of Calton. In the past, the river was the main form of transport in the area, and as in the past, today's ferry service operates according to nature. The river estuary is tidal, and so the ferry timetable differs from day to day, according to the times and height of the tide. The ferry is also seasonal, normally running between April and September, depending on the weather. A timetable for the whole year can be downloaded from the internet by visiting www.trelawferry.co.uk. You just want to sit and relax and enjoy the lovely scenery. You can take a river cruise to Calton and back from the nearby city of Plymouth. In the past, steamships brought early tourists along the same route. Queen Victoria and her family enjoyed such a trip in 1856. The journey is quicker these days. The round trip takes between 4 and 5 hours, depending on tides and weather. If you prefer, you can travel upriver by boat and return to Plymouth by train. All cruise boats and trains have wheelchair access. For more information and for departure times, ring Plymouth Boat Cruises on 017 528 23104. Trains run several times a day throughout the year between Calton and Plymouth, with various stops in between. They are used by both local commuters and tourists who want to enjoy the beautiful scenery. The highlight of the journey is crossing the river on the stunning viaduct, which was built at the beginning of the 20th century and towers 120 feet over the water. It is unnecessary to book, and tickets can be bought on the train. For information about fares and timetables, contact National Rail Enquiries by phone or online. The bus service in the Trelore Valley now connects all train stations and villages in the area. Especially for holidaymakers, there's a Rover ticket, which can be used at weekends and on national holidays, and allows unlimited journeys on those days. The Rover ticket provides great value for money and is now even cheaper than it was last year. An adult ticket costs £5.50 a day. Senior citizens can travel for £4.50, and a family ticket for up to 5 people costs just £12. Tickets can be bought on the bus. Now you have some time to look at questions 15 to 20.
So you see how we eliminated the wrong answers. Even a word can eliminate one of the answers. Let me fill this up so that he can check them in the end. Even a word that's something like recently, they said the prices changed last year, not recently. So it eliminated this answer. Most of the people will think it goes down in price, so they'll select this, but no. The word recently made the change. They said prices changed last year, not now. So this is the way you use to eliminate the answers, even a single word. Let's see what we have in the next. So this is your map. So the best trick to do the map is wherever they say you start, probably from here because this is the start of the Kelton village or something. And you just read like what options they give you, right? Let's see how to do a map. And the best trick is from wherever the speaker starts, just keep moving. Keep moving from there where they want you to go. Let's read the questions now. The first is bus stop, car park, museum, mill, photo studio, and cafe.
Now listen and answer questions 15 to 20. At the center of the Trelore estuary area is the historic riverside village of Kelton. The main road comes into the village from the south. For those of you who are arriving by bus, it turns left just before the bridge and stops in the lay-by on the left-hand side. From there, it's just a short walk to Kelton's various attractions. If you're arriving by car, you have to leave it in the main car park. Go over the bridge and take the first turning on the right. Then go on until you come to the end of that road. It's the only place to park in Kelton, but there's no charge. If you're interested in local history, there's a museum in Kelton with farming, fishing, and household implements from the late 19th century. As you come in from the south, cross the river and go straight on the same road until you reach the end. Also, on the subject of history, you can go and see the old mill, which has recently been renovated and put back into use. Turn left before you come to the bridge, then go straight on and then take the first turning on the right. This leads straight there. If you're interested in arts and crafts, there's a potter's studio where you can watch the artist at work. After crossing the bridge, turn left, and it's the second building on the left. Finally, when you feel in need of refreshments, there's a cafe opposite the old boathouse and a picnic area near the mill.
That is the end of section 2. You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Now we are going to use the same trick. There is nothing you can change now. The answers you have filled everything. So rather than getting confused or staring at the answers which you have added, what we are going to use is use these 30 seconds to underline the next questions. Whether